Welcome back, everybody.
Hey,
Uh, welcome back. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? I'm Mark. My co-host Victor here for another Zoom meeting for this podcast. Unfortunately, we're here, but it's not because of any health reasons.
No.
Mother Nature decided to I guess I don't know if it's a bless or, but she gave us snow. And
12 to 15 inches of it for me.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That was not like that here. It was more like 3.
No, we got over a foot. Spent my day yesterday cleaning that up, which was fun. So,
wow.
Yeah, I really wanted to go down today and record, but I looked outside and it was just nothing even melted yet. It's just still just as high as it was yesterday. So, for safety reasons, we're going to do this one more time. Hopefully it's the last time because I really want to just be back in the room.
I think it should be. I think that it's going to start changing a bit, but yeah. So that happened. So now we're back on here with you guys. So yeah, how have you been, Victor?
I'm good,
besides
man.
This snow.
Yeah, everything's good. I was just, been doing work, been editing. We did a good job of starting our first playthrough series. So we have a lot of, footage to work with. So I'm kind of getting ahead on that. We got a couple other videos that I forgot that we had footage for. So, getting ahead on editing since I'm kind of locked in the house, doing adult stuff, running errands, I guess, in the house, doing taxes and whatnot since that time of the year. And then had a couple events with work, which is awesome. A couple Rocket League, couple Halo, some Smash Bros coming up soon. So it'll be a lot of fun. But how about you, Mark? What's new with you? Got this one little fly or dust. I don't know what it is, just in my vicinity.
Yeah. I've been chilling since the last time. Nothing much really happened, with the whole snow and everything. Work was just kind of annoying.
Did you work yesterday?
I did. I actually did, which was a very big surprise. So Friday, it was when it was starting up and we were there and it was I don't know. To me, I expected to see more people on Friday just because it was starting, but it wasn't going to be to that point that it was going to be like how it was, I guess, Saturday, because most of it really came down midnight to overnight. So I was expecting more people to just be like, oh, it's fine. We can still go out there. And, we had 80 covers, which isn't that a lot, especially for a Friday. And yeah, I was just surprised that there wasn't so many people. But then Saturday, after having everything come down, streets are covered and certain roads probably are not even done. We had over 100 people and it was just kind of it wasn't chaotic, but yeah, it was just that idea that it was freezing cold and all this snow. And I'm just like, why are you people here? Why can't you just be home and just enjoy this snow day? It's a weekend. Enjoy the snow day. Do something. But
yeah, I feel like whenever it's like this, my whole, unless I absolutely need to, my whole mindset is just it's either I'm gonna just stay in the house or it's a lazy day. I can't really do much, so I'm just gonna chill. I don't know. I've never felt the urge to be you know what I want to go do. I want to go be in a public restaurant, go through the snow, clean my car off.
In my head, I feel like it was a lot of people probably thought oh, probably won't be that many people, so let's go. Or it's just oh yeah, we never just have this time to just, go out. And it's just okay, you chose the worst day out of every day to just go out.
That, and also a thought that I kind of had yesterday is I hate ordering food on times like this where it's dangerous. And a lot of people just immediately just start hitting DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff like that. It's for somebody who used to deliver food, it's I hate the thought of that, especially in the snow or heavy rain.
Yeah.
So a lot of people just be.
It might be the other way around though. Some other people might like the DoorDash people actually might like it just because they know it's going to be coming in a lot, it's going to be so many people hitting it up.
Yeah. And I get that, you got to make your money, but 7 to 8 times out of 10, these people that are doing DoorDash, their cars aren't really built for the snow.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's just a safety thing. Because that's an accident waiting to happen. You're most likely rushing to do the job first because you want to, get to say A to B, get your money and be out. But it's already just icy and slippery. It's just sometimes it's just not worth it. But I get it. Some people need their money.
Yeah. So yeah, that was really just work, honestly. It was chill, but just that snow. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Um, I mean, this is still very recent, but I want to bring it up because it happened literally yesterday. I'm like, what the heck? Freaking, I mean, it's not confirmed yet, but I guess it got like leaked or like misinformed that Tom Brady retired,
Yeah,
which
I
is
have
like,
actually. Yeah.
which is like crazy to think about. But like then after it happened, like 2 hours later, he's like, hey, like, I ain't say that. Like, where'd y'all get
Yeah.
that from? Um,
Yeah.
is
Uh,
yeah, I
yeah, I
don't
heard
know.
so many people like when I was on my phone, I heard people talk about it and I was just like, oh shit. And then I went on my phone and then they were like, oh yeah. They were saying like even his dad, I believe, said he was like, oh, he's not retiring.
Yeah, like
Like,
he hasn't fully committed yet. He's not
yeah.
sure. He did say he was thinking about it, but
Yeah.
like he also
It,
has been thinking about it for the past 5 years. Like,
dude, it's because it's Tom Brady. It has so much coverage. And then not to mention it's like you said, like it's just something that like he just thought about and then threw it in the air, and people are just like, "Oh shit, we got to get every little bit of information."
yeah, it's crazy though, because like, well, one is funny as crap because the guy who did it, like who initially like put the news out was Adam Schefter, who's like for some reason still like a big, I guess, news person. I don't know if you guys hear Zoe, but she's going stupid back there. I don't know what they got going on downstairs, but Adam Schefter is like a big news person, news personality for like the sports for whatever reason. He constantly lately has been like mad off with news.
Uh,
So like to have this happen too is just like kind of funny.
yeah, that's probably the end of the line for him.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't even like he in the offseason it came out that he like lied about something. Not lied, but he like people asked him like, oh, like you released this news. What was your like source or where did he was like, I just kind of I just kind of made it up.
Kind of just felt like it was in the right moment.
Yeah, like so to this happen too is just funny as crap. But yeah, bro, like I mean, it seems like it's still up in the air. We don't really know. He said he wanted to play till he was like 45. So like he's 44 now. So it would technically be he would turn 45 like before the season starts, was what I was hearing.
Yeah.
But like if he still wanted to do it, he could do it one more time. But he also like was number one this year and everything. He just didn't win a Super Bowl. But he won the year before.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has the most more than anybody else. But like,
True.
I don't know. We'll see what happens there. It is like it is kind of crazy though to think about because I mean, I know not everybody like watches heavily sports and stuff, but wait, I'm getting a text. What's going on? Oh, never mind. It's crazy to think about because like now we're like in our early to mid 20s. We're getting there. A lot of the people that like we grew up watching are like getting to that point where they're retiring. So it's kind of weird to think about. And like the thought of it makes me feel weird. Like obviously we saw Kobe retire and then he unfortunately passed away. But this like previously before this was like Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers. And now Big Ben retired this year for sure. And it's like Tom was kind of like the last one left. Like
Last seed.
and he's like yeah, like it's kind of weird. And then now I start thinking about it too, because like obviously he gets a lot of hate because he was on the Patriots and like they won a lot of championships or whatever.
Yeah.
But I hate doing that just because like appreciate them while they're here. Like now that people are like, yo, like there's no way he's retired, right? Like there's got to be one more. If he wasn't retired, people would be talking crap about him. Now that he's retired, everybody's like, oh no, don't go. Like, and then I have the same thought right now about LeBron, like where there's all this hate towards LeBron for no reason. I'm just like, yo, appreciate this man while he's here. Like the day that he goes is going to be so weird. Like not watching him play basketball. He's been playing since he was 18 years old. He's 37 right now. He's still going to play for longer, but it's like, bro, like, come on. Like we're never going to see this. I mean, most likely we're never going to see anything like this for a long time. Like again.
Yeah. It's like a shame, like you say, like appreciate him now because I mean, at first, like if they like leave, you know, it's going to be in your mind. It's probably not going to hit you as much. But then once you start realizing, you start seeing the teams that they played on or like playing or anything like that, you're just like, damn, like it'd be crazy if he was in this game. Like you just start thinking like, yo, like if they were still there playing, like things would be different or all this shit. And then you're just like, shit, but they're just gone. So you kind of have to like, at that point, after a while, I guess try to hope that there's just going to be another superstar.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Tom Brady's done and say, I don't know how long LeBron has, but if he decides to like wrap it up, Who's the guy? Who are we gonna talk about?
I don't know.
Who outside of those two are like on that level or close to it?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at that point,
Everybody else is so young right now. That's like a
yeah,
star.
that's why I'm saying like it will probably be in the mindset where when we have kids, that's when somebody will probably pop
Yeah.
up because they've been playing for that amount of time now.
Yeah.
And then once we get older, that's when they'll pop up. And then that's when we got to start bringing up the y'all don't know about LeBron.
But like a lot of people right now, besides like the LeBrons or whatever that are much older, a lot of the guys are like 25 and under or like in that range. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy to think about. I mean, I guess the only exception who's like really left is like Aaron Rodgers, which we don't even know is going to happen with him. But yeah, I just like, I don't know. And this thought, we said it before, but it goes across even further in sports, like even with music or anything like that. Is like, I know some artists are crazy or weird, like for example, like Kanye, but like,
I'm sorry, but like you say those two things, and the only person I think is him. But
no, I mean, but also like people like will call Drake corny or whatever, but you can't also deny that like he has some stuff, but you also like gotta also appreciate what he was doing while he was here. So like if he ever does decide to like retire or never make music again, it's like, damn, like y'all gonna be sick. Like as much as y'all talk crap about him, the minute he says he's not gonna drop another song again, which I don't really think will fully be the case. Like I'm sure like they'll drop random features from time to time, but like to be a full time, like, oh, I'm dropping albums every year and I'm like active in the game. When they ever like Kanye decides to stop to do that, or unfortunately, like maybe hopefully like 50 years from now, like or 40, whatever, they end up, it's the end of their time. To like not talk crap. Like you don't like what I said before, like with Kobe, in our heads when he retires, like, oh, like he's retired, but we're gonna see Kobe forever. Like, and he was so amazing what he did. And then 2-3 years after he retired, he passes away tragically. So like the same thought is like, damn, like don't wait till they are done retired or whatever, or like when they pass away to kind of be like, oh, these people are like, just enjoy
them. Yeah. And people don't realize that at first. And then, like you said, it's just something like either they retire, go away, or just you don't hear from them in a while. And then that's when it kind of just like, oh shit, like, damn, totally forgot about like a good gem that was just there. And now, I don't know.
That's wild. Did you hear? I mean, I don't know. I wanted to talk about this while we were in person, but since we're talking about Drake, did you hear about the whole hot sauce situation? Please tell me you heard about this.
I don't think I have.
You didn't hear about this, bro?
No,
this is even better.
When has this happened? Like
past 2 weeks, maybe.
Huh. Guess I haven't. No.
So not to like get too in depth with it, but there's still no name of who it was, but I'm assuming it was like an Instagram model or something like that, or some like some social media personality. Was out partying or something with like a bunch of people, but Drake was there. So I guess they ended up hitting it off and whatnot and, chilling. They're like, hey, like, let's go grab dinner. And then, they ended up going back to Drake's house or whatever. And I guess you can assume what kind of happens from here. So, they hit it off well, whatever. Drake's chilling with this person. Yeah, played some board games, drink some apple juice. So after they played their board games, after they played Life and Operation, the deed was done. Drake went to the bathroom. This freaking fly.
When you're dealing with that fly, I'm dealing with, okay, the truck went a different way.
You're good. So yeah, after they did their business, Drake went to the bathroom and, his protective tools for his board games, he put hot sauce in it, just to remove the evidence. And he closed it up, threw it in the trash can, right? So he comes back out, goes back to the room to play board games. The Instagram model in question goes to the bathroom, opens up the protective stuff, tries to take it.
The instructions to the board
she opens up the instructions and ends up using them and ends up feeling a burning sensation because of the hot sauce. Yeah. So she tried to trap Drake, but he put hot sauce in place of it. And yeah, now she's suing him because of that.
I feel like this could go really, I wouldn't even say really bad, if I'm being honest. Like,
For who?
for Drake. Like, I don't know. I guess it could for sure, but I feel like it's one of those things you won't hear about. And then next thing you know, it'll come out like about a couple months later and you'll like hear the statement or hear the final thing and it'll just be like, oh yeah, he just gave her like 10K or something like that. And she just went about her day.
Which unfortunately, I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel like she should?
I mean, okay, so I am still trying to get this wrapped around my head because we're using board game terms.
So I'll just give you a brief breakdown in chat, but you know, they played their board games. She used the instructions and, you know, now she's
feeling a tingling sensation. A tingling sensation. Wait. Where'd you put it? You put it in the Zoom?
In the Zoom chat. I'm still typing.
I thought you put it in the Discord one. That's why I wasn't sure. Got it. But yeah, that's very awkward. I don't know how I really go about that.
He must have been laughing his butt off when he heard like her panicking in the with the instructions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like okay, so if he didn't want to do that, he did have an option of like flushing it in the toilet.
Absolutely.
But the thing about this is I feel like is more he didn't like his main thought was like obviously like I'm not going to impregnate this girl. Like that's not what I'm doing. So I'm literally going and like I'm throwing a condom. Like I felt like he was generally just doing what any regular person would do. But then when he goes into the whole hot sauce part, it is kind of fucked up. But him being who he is, he knows, and I'm pretty sure it's almost happened before plenty of times where people are trying to do this shit. So he's only really trying to cover his ass. How he went about it is probably the point where you're like, I don't know, but
yeah, I mean, it's definitely strange, but like if like what basically she didn't have to do her part. Like what she was trying to do, she had ill intentions. What she was doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like all he was doing just playing the safe and getting rid of it. Obviously, he didn't want to mess up his plumbing, so he ain't flush it.
But yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like he was doing what any regular person would do as far as throw it away. You know, the hot sauce part is the point that's a little weird. But again,
that's just to be safe, I guess.
That's to be safe because he knows who he is. But that's what I'm saying. That exact action is a little weird, like to try to prevent it. But
I mean, I'm almost certain that somebody else put him onto that. Like somebody who's just been old. Like Jay-Z was like, you know, you gotta take the Tabasco.
You got red's hot. You gotta put that shit on everything.
And I do mean everything.
And I mean everything. It's your boy. I'm out.
Yeah, like somebody who was probably doing it way before him and it was told that it works. But yeah, I mean, none of this would have came about if she didn't decide to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was her idea that made it happen. If she didn't have that thought in her head, none of that would have happened. But because she wanted to try to do something that he obviously didn't want, which is exactly what they would say in court. Like, oh, like I didn't want this to happen, which is why I did that. I didn't force her to put that in her. Yeah. You know, like she did that herself. So,
and it's just, and it only like, although it is weird, it only proves him right for doing it. Like if you think about it, like it's like, oh, that's weird. Why would you do that? But there you go.
Look what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Drake got like 10 lawyers next to him. She probably got like one or two, and it's just like, right, you're not winning this one, man.
You didn't want to do that. But yeah, that happened. I don't know how true it is because like she also didn't like it's still anonymous or whatever it was. Like I think, but yeah, bro, weird stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy you like a mini bottle.
A red hot. I put that shit on everything.
I'm gonna buy you the last dab from the hot ones just to be safe.
I gotta make sure I favor that, John, so I can actually
Nah,
use it on wings.
true. Now I'm gonna buy Atomic from Wingstop. That's gonna burn a hole through it.
Like, what's going on with this? I don't know. They never tried this on latex. It's just like burning it.
But yeah, man. Yeah, busy.
That's
in this on game. Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm sure there's millions more, but it's just like I get it. Like whatever, like if you feel like you were done, but like I would never, if I was in her shoes, I would never like put that out there. Like that's one of those things like, yo, nobody asked.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of embarrassing on your end. Like you feel mad dumb. Like you tried to play him and you got played and now you're trying to get you sue for it. But it's like he didn't really do anything wrong.
He didn't
really like everything leading up to that was consensual and everything was fine. It was just a regular night.
I'm not gonna lie, but it really confuses me is how she didn't see that. Was.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's really it. She just didn't see like how it was in there. But
so like I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and like there's other podcasts that I listen to that also like talked about this topic, and they brought up the same question. I mean, there's many theories out there. We don't know how. Again, this could all 100% be false. Like we don't even know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But somebody was kind of like, oh, like maybe it was like a colored one.
Colored one? What do you mean colored?
Because I mean, most of them are clear, but they do have like ones that are, you know, red, green, blue, glow in the dark, yada, yada, yada.
Oh, you're talking about the protective thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the hot sauce.
No. Or man, I mean, or it could have been some. I don't know. There's usually only green or red hot sauce.
Some concoction that Drake has in the lab under his mansion.
But yeah, I mean, that could have been the thing. I don't know if it was a lighting thing, but also you could smell hot sauce.
Yeah, sure. I mean, shit, I don't know. Like,
so that once you start to ask more questions, it just sounds more like BS. But
yeah, I mean, in my head, I'm not even thinking about what she did. Well, I am thinking about what she did, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't think I would be desperate to try to do something like that. Like, you know, like to trap somebody. I would never, ever like try to do that to somebody. If I was her, I would have been like looking through his drawers and stuff like, dude, let's see what this bull got. Let's see what this bull got in his crib. Like at that point, that's what I would be doing. I would just be looking. But she went so far. She went straight to the trash can. It was like, yo.
That's all he's dirty, bro. Like,
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, at least he's safe.
I mean, it's also get like a furnace so he can just throw that in there when he's done.
I know it'll probably never happen, but like I wish it would, of just like, even if it was done anonymously, where like a lot of these like celebrities or artists kind of like release stories of like these types of things or stuff that happens. Because Drake has said in songs before where like he'll get sued for something and like whatever, like stuff will come out of it. He like, there's like a bar he said that like, you sued me and then you started a business or something like that. So I guess like he had to pay her money and whatever. So it worked. But I'm sure there's a bunch of stories that we don't hear about of just like stuff like this.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Or other weird stories. Like I would love to hear stuff like this. The only person that I know of that like did something similar is Brittany Renner, but also, you know, there's also weird stuff that like people aren't too happy about her with, or there's a bunch of like debate around her in general. I never read her book, but she released a book kind of like on the opposite end of like her dealing with rappers and athletes and stuff like that. And she tried to do it anonymously, but like everybody kind of knew who she was talking to in all of them.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. In my head, I'm just thinking also like, fuck. Yeah, just more of the sense of just like, why would you even like, if it's probably like you said, so many stories you haven't heard. And in my head, I'm just thinking maybe some of these girls, like literally when they get that opportunity to talk to them, like that's just their first like thought, like, oh, what can I do to like, so like kind of like trap or just keep him talking to me. And that's why I'm thinking like, it's crazy that he said like so many stories we haven't heard, that he's probably just like, what the fuck are these like girls trying to do every time I talk to somebody?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, hopefully one day somebody does it, even if it's not somebody like super famous, just like F it. Just like, I know there's good stories out there where it's just like, I would love to hear those types of things. Then they have, what was it called before? Like Behind the Music, but I don't think they talk about stuff like that.
I
on like MTV.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I remember I saw like commercials for it.
back in the day. I don't think they still do that, but
What's funny is that you hear a lot of that stuff though, like through comedians. Like whenever they end up doing a new stand up, they start like spitting like 4 stories in their like whole thing. And
oh
you're just
yeah,
like,
we're
bro,
just
like you're just like, damn, like this shit actually happened to you.
yeah. That and sometimes comedians do talk about like, oh, like I hung out with Snoop, right? And Snoop and I was at like such and such.
Right. You just start
But
saying anything.
you know, but you know what is a funny story, or like what I would love to hear more of? I don't know if you've like seen this, or I don't know if I sent it to you, but like the videos of Michael just like being regular. Like it's
Oh yeah.
it's funny because like there's some like there's like, oh, like y'all are forgetting that like Michael Jackson was black. Because there was a video of I don't know did I send it to you? I guess we'll see in a second, but it's him in a limo, and I think they're like I think they're like in Europe or something, like him and his driver, whatever. And there's like obviously crowds around his limo because they know he's in there. And he's just in the car, just like, oh my God, like that's a nice one. Like just like looking at girls and like picking them up.
Oh
And then
God.
just being mad weird. And then I don't know, it was just videos of him being like mad, just perverted, I guess. I don't know. They come into somebody like a fan comes to his car and it's like, oh, like I'm your biggest fan, whatever. Like, can I just give you a hug? And he's like, oh, like you can give me more than a hug. And I'm just like, they caught it on video. And I'm just like, yo, what the heck is this man's problem? Like, this is like, and what's funny is that I've seen this video before, but I was younger, so none of this clicked to me. But there's like a reaction videos of this, and I was dying laughing. I'm like, damn, bro.
What's
like,
funny though?
Mike was different.
Yeah, you know what's funny that you say that is that when I hear that like sentence, I'm just picturing like, you know, somebody with like just swag and just too smooth would say something like that. So you can get more.
But I mean, anybody who has more drip and more swag than Michael himself, though, because that man, he could have done, and when he was alive, he could have done whatever, and it would have sounded cool.
Yeah,
just based off the strength of his name.
Oh, that's hilarious, though.
But and then I saw a picture this morning on Twitter where he's just like posted up, like squatted down in a photo, like with like in a group photo, and he got 3 watches on one wrist.
Hey yo,
I'm like, yo, like Michael was low key a G, like he was dripped out. But
got it.
There's plenty of videos of that too, and then also hearing stories from comedians, like you were saying about Michael. People always like a big thing that I've noticed recently. A lot of people always mentioned about like the voice was fake. That like when you talk to him one-on-one, he sounds like how we sound right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, bro. Like imagine to catch that like in real life, just kind of.
Yeah, it's like a little bit more monotone, not so like high, just super relaxed. Where you hear him and in crowds are doing like his music, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, who is this person?
And then when they were having this like discussion, they were like, yo, like did Mike say the N-word? And it's just like, yeah, bro. Like he was like a regular ass dude. Like, like you may not be able to comprehend that because of who he was, but like he was mad regular. Like he was no different. He just so happened to have,
because I feel like a lot of times during that time when he was alive and even before, like documentaries and recordings of him weren't like public. It wasn't really till after he passed, which people start really like, obviously like posting more stuff like, footage or any type of shots, film, anything. So then like you start to hear more of that shit and just like, oh shit, like he actually talked like this or did that. But for the most part, everybody just saw him as he was just performing, and that was it. So that was all they really got.
He was low-key a G. And then it's just like, that's another thing that like is weird to me. Cause obviously, Michael Jackson, people made fun of his appearance or like, however, like he dressed back in the day, or even like people like Prince, where like people were just kind of like talk, or David Bowie or anything like that, where like they're like, oh, they dressed weird or whatever, but they were like, they had women like literally chasing them, their cars or chasing them down. And then, you hear comments about how like people dress today from other like older generations, like, oh, like that's like, that's weird, or that's like whatever it may be, certain words that I won't say that isn't PG for this time anymore. But then you look back at like fits from back in the day, like, Soul Train type times, or if you look at like the Isley brothers, they was literally rocking like fishnet and like fur and like platform boots and all this other stuff, and they were the ones getting chased down by women and doing all this other stuff. Rock stars back in the day used to wear like eyeliner or whatever or makeup and be doing all that stuff. So it's like,
I don't know.
it's funny to
it's
see.
a lot of time. That's what people were just like looking up to. Y'all were looking up to those people, and this is how they were dressed. So like, why is it any different now for a way like I dress or anything like that? I don't know.
Or like flared pants. There's like a picture of like Jackie Chan in like a netted shirt, and he could kill anybody in a room. Like, so I saw
look up anybody in the room.
I saw a Twitter clip. It was like, oh, Jackie Chan would be like, I don't want any trouble, and then just beat everybody up in the room. And they showed a clip of a Rush Hour when he's in the bar and they all ganging up. He's like, I don't want any trouble, and they just like hits him with the pool stick and start going crazy.
Going crazy, yeah. That's literally him. You start like you I don't want any trouble, and you lift your finger up, and now you got like 3 broken bones.
He's like Batman. He just curled up on the floor.
Damn. Yeah.
I don't want any trouble. He hit in the video, he hit a kid or a man over the head with a freaking pool ball. And it just turned to dust. He's like,
yep.
He wanted all the trouble. Crazy. He is trouble. What you mean?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. When he walked in there, y'all should have just known. The only Asian man walking into like a bar full of like fully just black people.
Yeah. Oh man. Wild times. But anything else that you wanted to talk about? Any other stories that stood out to you in the past week or so?
Nah. I can't think of one.
I'm trying to preserve them as much as I can so we could be in person for these because there's a lot of
stuff. Yeah, I do
kind
of have one, but I do want to do it in person. So that's the only thing.
But yeah, bro. I mean, just waiting for this weather to chill. I still feel like this year hasn't started for me. Like between being sick for the first half of the month and then all these snowstorms and stuff holding me back, I'm just like, damn, bro. Like I feel behind already, and it's not even February. Yeah. So like I don't know. It's all good.
Yeah, it feels kind of like how the first time where it was like COVID, or right before where we went to the studio because when we first got in there, and then we had to leave again.
Literally because everything went down. I'm just like, damn. But it is what it is. Life is good, waiting for this snow to melt so I can be out and about. And yeah, bro. Good episode. I talked about a lot here. Sure. Touched a lot of bases, Tom Brady, Big Ben, sports.
True.
Appreciate people while they're here.
Exactly.
Drake and hot sauce.
Drake and hot sauce.
Trekking.
Now he has to make now he has to make his own hot sauce line. Like
bro, that's another thing too. One, he's gonna do that. 100%. After this supposed lawsuit, whatever it is, ends. And if it is true, that was my first thought when I read this story, is that what is the bar gonna be that he's gonna put addressing this? Because it's coming.
Yeah,
it's gonna
come
either in a feature or in his next album. He's gonna talk. Is gonna be one hot sauce line somewhere. And if he doesn't, I'm disappointed in him.
I'm disappointed. I'm gonna call him up
because everybody already knew. As soon as it happens, people already have examples in their head or whatever. Even when the Bucks won the championship for the NBA, there was like, how is Drake gonna put Giannis Antetokounmpo into a bar? And he ended up putting it in his album.
Yeah,
and his son turned 3, which is crazy.
Yeah, I did remember seeing a clip of him like talking to him like on his birthday, and he was like teaching him French.
Time moves fast, bro. I feel like I've heard people say it before, and it's true. I feel like COVID time just doesn't count. Like I feel like once we get out of this, we should just go back to March 2020, and then just
to reset the calendars.
Yeah, because the way time has just jumped.
Yeah,
bro. I was about to be starting to be a junior in college. Now I'm 23 with a full-time job, and just out of college and moving on. And I was 20 years old, about 21 years old. It just doesn't feel real. But again, I'm just sick and tired of talking about it in general. I just want it to be done. But obviously, from the way things are going, this is gonna go on for 10 years. I hate to be that person, but the way that it's being treated and the way that variants just be popping out new game updates every 3 months. Yeah, bro. the way that people are getting forced back to work early or like not being tested, like, bro, it's not a good look.
It's just the country and just being greedy for money and like wanting people to work, like it's just, we just supposedly can't quote unquote live without it. Like we need to, I guess, have people working. Otherwise we're going to like fail, but we're going to fail as a freaking human race.
Yeah.
If we just keep doing what we're doing. Like, I don't know.
Like I get it. Like not everybody can just drop everything and not work, because there are like genuine essential workers. Like there are people who are in hospitals sick right now, where if people just went home, they would die.
You know what? So, like, I don't feel like helping you anymore.
So like, I understand those parts, but if we just, like from the start, we said just shut down for a month or whatever it may be, and just take the repercussions from that and bounce back that way. I'd rather do it that way where everything's safe and we can go full force working or doing what we need to do to catch up, than half-assing it all the way through. And it's not like people are like, oh, like the money. And it's just like, I hear that all the time for a lot of different things. And then all of a sudden the money just appears.
Yeah, it always going to appear.
I feel like it's just a bunch of excuses. So
yeah, they just don't want people to be, I guess, because like how unemployment is, like getting money without doing anything, or, they don't want people being like lazy, but it's like, it's not even being lazy. Like, it's health. Like we don't want to die. We don't want to risk getting other people sick, putting other people in danger. And y'all want to be thinking it's like for something else. It's like, I don't know.
It is what it is. Enough depressed talk. Mark, where can they find you?
Find me Instagram, ETC Marky Mark, Twitter at Marky Mark, Victor, where can they find you, and etc.
Find me on all platforms at ETC Victor, twitch.tv/ETC Victor. Same thing for Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever else. Etc. stuff is at real etc. The email is real.etc@gmail.com. Got plenty of stuff coming out. I know we say this every week, but it's very true. We got a lot planned. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time, hopefully back in the studio if we don't get another foot of snow. Bye.
Oh.